Good morning. So today we are going to go to Garner State Park. I think it's about 2 hours from here. As you can see, it's dark out. It is super early. I'm going to try to get there ahead of the crowds. So let's go. Well, the landscape changed very quickly. So I made it to Garner State Park and now waiting for them to open. Got here early. They're not open yet, but there's quite a line. So glad I left early and got here early. I made it in. It took quite a while to get through that line. And there's quite a few people here, but there seem to be mostly campers. So yeah, anyways, it's like 75 degrees already though. It's a little bit cloudy. Hopefully it stays that way. Yeah, and I don't know exactly what trail I'm going to do yet, so we will find out here shortly. So I have to walk through the campground to get to the trailhead, which is interesting. All right. Well, we're going up. This actually has some elevation to it. I don't know how much, but whew, I can feel it burning already. Come up a pretty long ways. My guess is probably 500 feet. That's so pretty. Ooh. I think I'm about to get a view. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. Garner State Park. It's like 90 miles straight west of San Antonio. I think it was almost straight west. 90 miles. Took me about an hour and a half. But if there had been traffic, it would have been 2 hours or 2.5. But there was zero traffic at 5 a.m. Oh yeah. So y'all, Texas is making the Adirondack move. So this looks like the trail, but trail closed, restoration in progress. So guess what the alternative is? Yeah, to go back this way, but how about we just go straight up there? Another overlook. this trail, Crystal Cave. So I guess Painted Rock is where I just came from. Got another view, guys. Just opened up. Top of this, it's not really a ridge. Vegetation is so neat. So different from New York. Alright, so I'm at a junction. I could go that way, which loops around to Crystal Cave. Or I can go this way. I think I gotta go down and up. There's another cave over here. But I know they've said this is kind of like backcountry, which I'm fine with, but hopefully it's not too hard. I'm excited. So now we're on the Foshee trail. I don't know how you say that. But there's a junction here, and there's a junction here. Y'all, if I didn't have all trails, I would probably get lost because it's a little confusing out here, and not every sign, like right there, not every sign is intact. So that would be my comment. This way looks very similar to that way. So you get turned around pretty easily, I think. Ooh, I think we're gonna get a view. Kind of blocked by the tree. But yes. Oh yeah, I had my first experience getting lost. So trail came from right there. It looks like it goes that way, right? I mean, there's a path and it's well worn and there's foot tracks. I guess it goes that way, but there's no markers and it looks really steep. But to my point, it is, there's some yellow little painted footprints on the rocks, but they're kind of few and far between and they're hard to see. But it is beautiful, so I shouldn't complain. But yeah, it is really a little bit challenging to navigate. I'm very thankful for, I know All Trails gets a bad name sometimes, but I'm very glad to have that out here because it does show me exactly where I'm at and where I need to go. So it was the first clue that I was not going the right way. So, White Rock Cave. All right, let's go see what this is. This is cool, guys. Of course, you have your graffiti in there and some trash. That's great. It's White Rock Cave. Wasn't hard to get to, but if I want to go to Crystal Cave, I got to go back up and over what I just came down, which it's not that hard. But the ground is very rocky and it's real loose, so could easily sprain an ankle out here. So we just left the White Rock Cave. We're back on the bird trail. We're gonna go up and over, and then we're gonna catch the trail that goes over to the Crystal Cave. I don't think people normally hike it this way, but I wanted to see both, and they're both separate trails, I think. So it is hot and humid. I passed some people on the trail going the other way, and they said it's excessively humid right now. So even for locals, it's a bit much. So this video is probably going to be super confusing because I've been showing all kinds of junctions, and I know in video it's not going to make sense, but in person it doesn't make sense either. So there's that. So I think I came from up there when I went down from the first overlook, and this right here with the broken sign, I think that's supposed to say Rim Trail, and that should be the spur shortcut to the Crystal Cave Trail. Both these trails go to the same place or come from the same place. Just one goes high, one goes low. It's better marked on this way.
crab walk. You're gonna do.
We're going to bed.
Rob, come out here and look at me. Ready to take a picture?
Okay.
Yeah.
This was not on the trail, but this was right by the parking lot. It's really pretty. Got a river. It is very clear and it's like a green blue. So that was Garner State Park. I did the Crystal Cave loop, but I added on the Bald Mountain Overlook, and then I took a side quest to the White Rock Cave. I only did 3 miles. Like, that's, I felt like I worked harder than that. Not terribly difficult, definitely some steep parts, but really it's just gravelly, like really hard on the feet. So that's probably why it took me so long to go such a short distance. And it is so humid and so hot already. Mostly just humid though, but yeah. I really liked it. Not my favorite hike. I think the Bald Mountain Overlook and the White Rock Cave, that part was really cool. That trail was really nice, even though it was a little bit confusing. It was not very, I mean, I guess it was okay marked, but there are lots of herd paths. If you don't know what a herd path is, it's where people just make trails that aren't actually the trail, so it looks like a trail. You find them all over the Adirondacks. People just climb the mountain, and if enough people walk the same path, it turns into a trail, but it's not an official trail. So there was lots of that out there, so I got off trail several times. And then by the time I got to Crystal Cave, there were tons of people. There were like 30 Boy Scouts trying to get inside that cave. And then there was another big group right behind them, and then there was another group. So the hike back to the car was very loud and very busy. So I didn't video a lot. And for a good hike with some good views, and yeah, it ends up being a good place to be. So I might be back. I don't know. We'll see. I would like to camp here. That would be cool.